The room was dark except for a lamp burning low. Agent Lopez sat there alone at the bar, crisp suit, cigarette glowing in the dark. He put 2 bottles on the counter, one clear, one black. The clear bottle's label read, Truth Serum. The black one's label, Liar's Tonic. The bartender leaned in, nervous. So, which one works? Lopez chuckled, cold. That's the trick. They both do. A wise guy reached for the Truth Serum, downed it, and started sweating. Words spilled out of his mouth like bullets from a jammed gun. I tipped off the feds. I stole from the family. I buried Joey behind Ma's Deli. The bar went silent. Another guy, looking to top him, grabbed the Liar's Tonic. He gulped it, sat tall, and said, I'm a saint. I never touched the streets. And the crazy part? Everybody believed him. Lopez leaned back, blew a smoke ring, and smirked. Truth. Lies. Doesn't matter. You'll believe whichever one I sell you. The bartender muttered, side effects include paranoia, betrayal, and maybe ending up in somebody's federal file without knowing why. Lopez tapped the bottles together like a toast, eyes glinting. Don't trust me, but buy the bottle. The lamp flickered, the labels blurred, and just like that, the bottles melted into black and white typewriter ink. The scene shifted. The laughter died. Suddenly, this wasn't an ad anymore. It was a warning. Goku D'Angelo slamming his fist on the table, shouting for blood. Nick Palermo staring down at a fresh grave. Bambi Palermo holding a pistol in her purse, torn between loyalty and survival. And Lopez, standing in the middle of it all, shadow long, cigarette in hand, a man playing both sides of the street. This ain't about bottles. This is about trust. And in Season 2, trust is the most dangerous drink on the menu. The bottles shattered in silence, and the screen burned with the words. When the bottles shatter and the smoke clears, the screen don't go quiet. Instead, Lopez's silhouette lingers in the dark, fedora tipped, cigarette ember glowing like the last truth left burning. His voice cuts through the silence. The Fed you can't afford to believe. Brooklyn Bloodlines, Season 2. Trust is a weapon. Lopez is pulling the trigger.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Analyzing Evil, Magneto, The Psychology of Power, Pain, and Prejudice. A Bambi's Twisted Tales and Pizzaverse Studios production. The Man Who Survived the Fire. They say pain changes people. For Erik Lehnsherr, it didn't just change him, it defined him. He ain't your average villain. He ain't chaos for chaos's sake or power for pride. Magneto's the kind of evil that makes you stop and ask, if I lived his life, would I do any different? His story's a war between trauma and morality. A survivor of one genocide who spent his life fighting to stop another. And in the end, he became both the victim and the weapon. He ain't metal. He's grief forged into armor. The birth of a revolutionary. Born Erik Lehnsherr in Nazi-occupied Europe, Magneto's life began in the darkest corner of history. A Jewish boy watching the world burn and learning early that humanity's worst monster ain't myth. It's indifference. That trauma carved his worldview. Power's the only thing that keeps monsters away. Psychologists call this trauma-driven absolutism. When a person, shaped by catastrophic loss, builds their morality on survival at any cost. He saw weakness punished and cruelty rewarded. So he vowed, never again. You can't reason with monsters. You either fight 'em or feed 'em. The psychology of survivor's guilt. Every survivor carries ghosts. But Magneto don't just remember 'em, he lives for them. His power ain't just mutation, it's metaphor. He bends the very metal that once caged him. That's symbolic transference, when trauma finds physical expression through ability. Every time he tears apart a tank, it's him ripping the gates off Auschwitz. Every time he crushes a bullet midair, it's him saying, not again. But trauma ain't therapy. It's a cycle. And Erik never broke his. He don't fight for peace. He fights so nobody can ever hurt him again, even if that means he's the one doing the hurting. Intellectual extremism. Magneto ain't mindless rage. He's logic without mercy. He sees the world through a cold, rational lens. Mutants will either dominate or die. That's deterministic ideology, rooted in trauma, the belief that survival can't coexist with empathy. He ain't evil to himself, he's right. That's what makes him terrifying. He ain't killing for fun. He's killing for history. To make sure the next Auschwitz has no gates tall enough to hold his kind. When the world keeps trying to burn you, sooner or later you start praying for rain made of fire. The God complex and the Savior syndrome. Erik's greatest curse is his conviction. He sees himself as savior, protector, even prophet. That's the Messiah complex, the psychological condition where trauma evolves into divine purpose. He truly believes mutants are the next stage of evolution, not cause he wants power, but because the alternative, extinction, terrifies him. And fear disguised as faith, that's how tyrants are born. He don't see a world of humans and mutants. He sees Auschwitz, painted over with a new logo. Charles Xavier, the friend and foil. Charles Xavier ain't just Magneto's rival, he's his reflection. Two men with the same dream, peace for mutants, but split by trauma and temperament. Charles believes in coexistence. Erik believes in dominance. That's dualistic moral evolution, when two identical goals diverge through coping mechanisms. Xavier coped through faith in humanity. Erik coped through rejection of it. Their friendship's beautiful and tragic, the ultimate what could have been. Together, they're God's left and right hand, one heal, one smite. If Charles is hope, Erik's the reality check. And every time they shake hands, the world trembles, 'cause for a second you can almost believe both are right. Moral relativism and revenge. Magneto don't see murder as evil. He sees it as balance. That's moral relativism, the idea that morality depends on perspective. To him, humans are aggressors, not victims. Every action he takes is retaliation, not initiation. That's what makes him dangerous. He justifies every atrocity with history. He don't kill for hate. He kills for memory. You call it genocide. He calls it prevention. Same word, different survivor. The tragedy of intelligence. Magneto's a genius, physicist, strategist, philosopher. But intellect don't protect you from obsession. It just gives you better excuses for it. He knows the price of his actions. He just accepts it. He's not delusional. He's disciplined. That's the true horror. He's calm while committing chaos. He's rational while burying cities. He don't think he's waging war. He thinks he's building peace, the only way he ever learned how. The symbolism of metal. Metal's more than his weapon. It's his language. Cold, unforgiving, unyielding, but malleable under pressure. Just like him. Metal represents control, the one thing his life never gave him. When the world failed him, he decided to reshape it with his bare hands. To most people, metal's just steel. To Erik, it's memory. A reminder that even what's cold and dead can be bent to your will. The war within. Despite the carnage, Erik ain't heartless. He's haunted. Every act of vengeance brings him closer to the boy who watched his mother die. He sees her in every child born different. Every frightened mutant he saves is a debt to her memory. That's survivor's substitution. He can't save the past, so he tries to rewrite the future. Even if it kills him. He don't want to rule the world. He wants to save the ghost of the one that broke him. The price of survival. Magneto's life is proof that trauma doesn't just scar, it spreads. His pain becomes ideology. His ideology becomes movement. His movement becomes war. And in the end, he becomes what he feared most. A man deciding who deserves to live. He survives every battle, every betrayal, every century. But what he never survives is himself. You can't heal a wound if you keep sharpening it into a weapon. Erik Lehnsherr wasn't born a villain. He was made by a world that refused to learn. He's proof that even good intentions can rot when left in the dark too long. That the line between savior and tyrant ain't drawn in blood. It's drawn in pain. He's not evil. He's what happens when hope gets tired. This has been Analyzing Evil, Magneto, the Psychology of Power, Pain, and Prejudice. Brought to you by Bambi's Twisted Tales and Pizzaverse Studios. Where every villain's got a reason. And every reason's got a history. Hit subscribe, ring that bell. And remember, in the Pizzaverse, we don't just watch the world burn. We ask who lit the match and why. Thanks for watching.
Today I decided to not give you bitches a second of time for the rest of my life. I'll be goddamned if I put in the work and I don't get the credit to fucking suffice. I've been too humble too much of my life. Cutting them off so I'm measuring twice. Cause this time I mean it, I'm still fucking bleeding. Bitch, there was better way to hand me the knife. Like boy, little Snowy, 40 is on me. Half of these idiots dumb as a brick. Swear I won't use it when all up on YouTube. I aim with the 45 fucking intense. Imagine if I'm stolen whip with a 10. Imagine if I finally wanted to quit. Imagine if this industry took the life out of bitch and all I got is fucking revenge. Who would I ride on if I'm about to call it? I think my fans know a couple of names. I know some 5-figure checks that I've written and can't say a word cause I bitch NDA'd. Call on my lawyers cause I keep them paid. But this ain't some shit that my lawyers could save. Cause if I do go out, I'm going out strong. And I'll leave y'all a note with the key to the safe. That all of the friends that I lost that was talking shit all on the net. All of apologize, all of them know that I fucking invented them, never forget. I never went out in public to vent. I know exactly what I represent. And any little bitch that was that quick to switch up all of you deserve what the fuck you gon' get. How does it feel when you look at your fans and you know that you'll lose them if I ever talk? If I ever pull up receipts of some video, shorty, I bet you piss in your drawers. All you little bitch ass, still ain't never shit ass, fickle ass, flip flop, blind ass hoe. You should thank God with like every breath that I ain't talk my shit cause I stuck to the code. But ain't I hit you up directly, tell you that you best be treading real carefully, bitch. Bitch, don't you forget we still got a debt, see, I'ma collect my shit. If you got a question, I got an answer, ain't I keep the same line. All that boo-hoo shit on the net was a clout chase, them lies are so tired. Yo, I just noticed everybody that don't fuck with me fucks with each other. It's like a fucking union of dumbass people. Hey, but I'm coming back for my money though, I'm not playing, bitch.